You're watching the Common Fan Podcast, the place where SEC heat, wild predictions, and zero-filter football fans talk. I'm your host, Bryce Tillman. Let's crank it up and talk ball.
Yes, welcome on everybody to the Monday show of the Common Fan Podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Tillman. Co-host with me today, Kyle Dewitt, and we got to talk about the recap of the semifinals, and we're going to give a preview of the national championship. Kyle, we're going to start out with talking about Miami, Ole Miss. Then we'll talk about Oregon, Indiana. And then we'll talk about a unique national championship matchup between Miami and Indiana, and the national championship being played in Miami. Does that give a home field advantage to the Miami Hurricanes? And what will the impact be on Indiana going forward with that? But starting out, Miami takes down Ole Miss 31-27. In the semifinals, Miami was favored by 3 in this game, and they covered. Vegas nailed it, Kyle. Vegas nailed it.
Oddly enough, I mean, they hit it nail on the head. And it was just like we said. It was one of those games of you look at the scoreboard and you're like, what happened? Because Ole Miss should have been able to put up a lot more points. The pass rush really wasn't there like we thought they would be from Miami, but it was just like Trinidad and Kawan. They really couldn't get it going. And then when it was time to get it going, they started, right? Then they get up 27-24. You're like, okay, they got the game. And it was just like we said too, where Miami controls the clock. They're running a lot. They're being physical. They're scoring when they want to, but they're not doing anything explosive except for that screen pass to Malachi. And we're like, okay, Ole Miss is fine. They're going to come back. They do. Then what? Smooth, methodical drive, get all the way down. Carson Beck walks in the end zone, ball game. Miami's them. Miami might be back.
So, this game was setting up to be just like the game-winning drive when Ole Miss beat Georgia. I really thought that's where we was going with that. And then, as you said, Carson Beck coming in and scoring that late touchdown to get them up. And, make no mistake about it, Ole Miss with 18 seconds left just about went down and scored to win that game. I mean, obvious pass interference call there at the end. It's really hard to make that call. It's kind of one of them situations where you just let the players play it out, right? Because if you make that call, it's a guaranteed first down on the 1-yard line. And the clock would have been at all zeros. It'd have been a free play. So I've seen a lot of people giving backlash on the missed pass interference call. And yes, it was missed. But reality of it is that football that Trinidad threw there at the end was not 100% catchable. It was a little bit in that gray area. Then he threw it.
Him in the hand. He was pass interference.
Say it again.
I said it hit him in the hands after the pass interference.
Well, I thought from the angle, and that could have just been the angle that I seen. I thought it was a little high out. So could he have got his feet down? I'm not sure. But the way it looked from the angle that I seen, it didn't look like it was an uncatchable ball, but it didn't really look like the best thrown ball. And again, given the circumstances, Hail Mary at the end of the game, I get it. But if you make that call there in that situation, it puts Miami dead to rights too. So I don't really know what the correct answer was on that call. I mean, I'd like to hear your opinion on it and see what you think about it. I mean, what do you think about that final play of that game?
If you watch it from the side where you're looking dead at Stribling, right? If he had a ball in his hand and he was running down the field, they call him for horse collar. It was 15 yards. 110% pass interference. The announcers during the play went ahead out, trying to save him. Like, oh, there was back and forth. There's a lot of hands, which was hands, right? But Stribling didn't horse collar the guy. I mean, he was pulled to the ground, before the ball was even there, and he's falling and still almost caught the ball. So I think 100% pass interference. I get it. It's a tough situation. It's the semifinals, whatever. That's pass interference. That's black and white. Yeah. You got to make that call.
Like I said, I get it. I just know that there's other teams in the country that's dealt with this same thing before, and I like the way that Pete Golden handled it in the press post game, where he said they had 4 quarters to play football. They shouldn't have come down to that one play, right? I mean, just like,
right.
I mean, you and I, we've been on the same side of that with each of our teams before in the Iron Bowl. I mean, kick 6, and then you got the Gravedigger play down there at the end. Ultimately, Hugh Freeze was asked about the same situation and why didn't the player just pass interference? The guy who was that Horton, right? That was Horton.
Isaiah Horton.
Yeah.
No, that was Isaiah Bond.
Isaiah Bond. That's right. Horton's one that caught the game-winning touchdown this year. So why didn't he pass interference? And then Hugh Freeze says, and then what? You got him a first down on the 1 yard line?
Yeah.
So I get it. And I think Ole Miss should have won this game before that. So it's it was a great game. Great game. I mean, Carson Beck, 23 for 37, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Trindad Chambliss, 23 for 37, 277 yards with 1 touchdown. I mean, the
almost
stats
identical stats.
Yeah, the stats were there. I mean, they were playing both of these teams were playing ball, and that's what me and you talked about on our prediction show for this. It was like Miami's elite defense versus Ole Miss's elite offense. How did they match up? Well, it's a 4-point game. That's how it matched up.
And I'll tell you what happened. Miami's offense that was above average, not elite, right, looked elite against Ole Miss's above average defense. Mark Fletcher had a field day. He had 133 yards rushing.
Mark Fletcher Jr., brother.
I don't think he's had a game in the college football playoff where he didn't have at least 100 yards.
Yeah, he has turned it on when it mattered the most. I mean, Kwan Lacey, 11 carries, 103 yards and a touchdown with a long of 73. I mean, they had 121 yards on the ground versus Miami's 191, so 70 more yards rushing than Miami. But, Kyle, I know you've seen this too, man. It just looked like every play Miami was just lining up and just shoving it down Ole Miss's throat.
Yeah, out physical. Very physical. That's what's going to be the cool thing about the national championships. You got a very physical Indiana versus a very physical Miami. So I like this national championship coming up.
Yeah, I do too.
I got more. I trust Miami's all-around team to go play against Indiana versus Ole Miss. I trust their offense.
So, speaking of Indiana, 56-22 defeat over Oregon. Wow.
Boy.
I mean, is that belt to booty or what, son?
That was rough. That was. I want to go back and look because we got on this conversation the other day with a couple of guys, and they were talking about, is this the worst whooping we've seen? And not just throwing Bama in there, but 2020 national championship, it was like 56-24. And it didn't feel that bad. It was just like, okay, this is just a normal. This game, Indiana versus Oregon, felt bad. Like, it was hard to watch.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious answer to that was Georgia and TCU. What was it, 60?
Oh, 63-3 or something like that.
Yeah, it was bad. 63-7 or something. I can't remember what it was.
So, yes.
It was bad.
I always forget about the 2021, 2022 Georgia. I just hate Georgia. But, yeah, that was another night. I think I turned that game off at halftime. And I don't turn many football games off.
So, I mean, I was talking to a buddy of mine about this. It ain't going to be long, man. It's not going to be long. Oregon's going to have them tough conversations about Dan Lanning. It's not going to be long. These postseason blowouts that they're doing every year. I mean, this year with Indiana, and then, last year they got steamrolled by Ohio State. I mean, it's you're embarrassed. You're getting just drilled in the postseason. I didn't think Dante Moore had the worst game that I've ever seen him play, but he didn't have a good one. But he did have 285 yards. How do you have 285 yards for the air and only put up 22 points?
You didn't have a run game.
No.
You had so Hill Jr. had 5 carries for 86 yards. The one of his 5 carries was for 71 yards.
71 yards. So
which is I think the longest run on Indiana this year. I don't know, dude. It was that offense, man. Mendoza, 17 for 20, 177 yards. Not a lot of yards. 5 touchdowns.
Another game where he's had more touchdown passes than incompletions.
Man, he's something else, man. He's something else. He is the nerd quarterback that is so good because he's a nerd. And he's amazing. He's like, if I throw this ball at this trajectory
Yeah.
with this amount of velocity, my receiver should catch it if he runs a 4.34.
Yeah, but he's on the sidelines.
It's that
he's on the sidelines running statisticals through Meta AI or something, trying to see if he's correct or not.
Yeah, if he doesn't get drafted first overall, he's going to be a statistician for the New England Patriots.
So 360 yards, somewhere around that ballpark for 56 points. 360 yards of offense. I know now, first play of the game, Dante Moore throws a pick six.
We'll see.
Runs it to the house. Answers it when he comes back on the field with a touchdown drive. So you can't really say that shook him up too bad, but it's just we've said this about every team that Indiana plays and beats. So they figure you out. Coach Cignetti, he out coaches everybody he plays.
So, and the thing about that first play is it wasn't like it was a bad thrown ball, right? He was throwing a 10-yard hitch to the boundary with, cover two. And the corners are off 6 yards. So the first thing they're doing is they're getting out of there. They're running. And he had a perfectly timed 10-yard hitch or curl. That freaking safety was just like, I know what play they're running. This is what I'm doing. I know where he's throwing. It was almost like watching Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. Like he said, he's going to do this, and I'm going to pop him. Safety said the same thing. He's like, I know what they're going to run. He's going to throw it here. This is his timing. I'm jumping it.
Yeah,
dude, Indiana's just unreal.
Read him like a Bible scripture, man. Read him like a Bible scripture.
Straight to the dome.
Straight to it. The national championship set for January 19th, Miami versus Indiana. Kyle, you've got the line right there, don't you? Can you read that line?
7.5.
Indiana minus 7.5.
Take the over. Over's 48.5. 48.5. Indiana covers that by themselves.
Are you that confident? Are you that confident in Indiana in this game?
I'm fairly confident. Miami's got a 31% chance to win. If you look at the stats, the stats. They are almost identical. Carson Beck, 319 for 435, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3,500 yards. Fernando Mendoza, 3,300 yards, 257, 352, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And then the running backs, same amount of yards. Fletcher's got 1,080. Hemby's got 1,060. I mean, the receivers a little bit different. Malachi Tony's got almost 1,100 yards. Cooper's got 866. But the sacks, they're right there together. Their leading sack leaders are Hardy for Indiana's got 8, and Mesder for Miami's got 10.5. I mean, they're pretty close.
Pretty solid.
I think they're pretty close. The games leading up to this national championship, seeing the physicality from both teams, this is the best option for the national championship, in my opinion. Miami can match the physicality.
I'm just curious to see if Beck's going to stay just as calm and composed as he did in that game that he just, played. Beck played good football.
He did.
That interception that got thrown wasn't on him. It was a deflect. It was a tip drill.
Yep.
In that game. So This is interesting to me because we're talking about Hemby for the running back for Indiana. They've also got Black back there who's just as good as a running back as Hemby. He just doesn't have quite as many yards as him, but hard runner.
He runs hard.
In between the tackles, gets downhill, strap up. Indiana's offensive line is a bunch of grown men, son. Grown men who already have 401ks invested and probably speaks to an agent from Edward Jones like twice a week.
Yeah, it's their best friend. And look, and that's the thing. I think it was either 15 or 17 of their 22 starters are either 4-year seniors, 4-year, 5-year, or 6-year seniors. And a lot of people are raising, a lot of cane over that. But here's the thing: That's what it used to be, right? Bama's couple title runs, you didn't have a redshirt sophomore quarterback. You had AJ McCarron that'd been there for 4 years and 5 years. You had offensive linemen that were fifth-year seniors, Um, that's what Cignetti's building. He's building a team that is going to be, seasoned. They're going to be very well-rounded, very intelligent about the game, and they're going to do their job. That freaking O-line is a thing of beauty to watch. When they're running a stretch play and they're setting the edge like they're supposed to be, and a linebacker can't get through, dude, it's no wonder they're running for 8 yards every play.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, Kirk Cignetti, he's the blueprint of how to build a program. And he learned from the best. He coached under Saban, and he knows what it takes. He knows where you got to invest. Just like most of these, upcoming coaches are realizing now, is you got to invest in the trenches. You got to invest in them trenches, man. Get them trenches strong, and everything else will play itself out.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's where it's won. Games won in the trenches for sure. That's what I think it's going to be a good test for Indiana. I think it's another one of those games, though. I don't think Indiana, has to show up for Miami. I think Miami has to show up for them. But Indiana can't, go in there thinking they got it won. They're just as physical. Malachi Tony, you let him get any space, he's gone.
Well, what about give me your take on Miami playing their national championship at Hard Rock Stadium, which is their home field?
Yeah, it's home field advantage. I mean, without a doubt, that stadium's going to be rocking with Miami. You're going to have every Miami great there. I mean, Ray Lewis and all them boys was on the sideline for the semifinals. What you think they're going to do for the national championship at home? They're going to be there, and it's going to be crazy. Does it affect Indiana? I don't know. I don't know if you can affect Indiana right now.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it doesn't. And whatever allotted tickets are for Indiana fans, they will be there because they have been traveling very, very well.
Well, Mark Cuban's a Indiana alumni.
Yeah, I know. I did. I didn't know that until recently. I think last week I seen it where he invested a lot in their NIL, which is great. That's awesome. So
NIL
Monday night, January 19th, 6:30 kickoff. Indiana versus Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. Kyle, you can go right now. The lowest ticket for sale right now. Just take a wild guess. Don't even scroll down and look. You just guess.
$5,200.
$3,059. So you've got that.
I can go if
you got it.
If you pay for it, I'll go.
You can buy me, you, and Cameron a ticket.
Yeah, my left butt cheek.
You'll just put it on a firm. It's fine. Just put it on a firm.
Yeah.
So, interesting to see, man. It's going to be a great game. I personally think that Indiana wins this game, and I think that we will have a show later on this week breaking it down, telling us, giving our sides of how we think Indiana can win this game and what Miami needs to do to slow Fernando Mendoza, him be down to win it. But Mark Fletcher, Carson Beck, Malachi Tony, CJ Daniels. I mean, there's plenty of people over there that Indiana's got to find a way to stop too. So, going to be interesting, Kyle. Going to be interesting.
Mark Fletcher's one of those guys kind of in the same boat as Chambliss. Why is he not being talked about?
Does Mark Fletcher run like Rico Dowdle to you?
Mark Fletcher runs like Derrick Henry to me.
Yeah, but I know
his freaking knees hit his chest.
He's not. I don't think he's near as big as Derrick Henry. That's why I went the Dowdle route. But I see what you're saying with the running.
Well, Dowdle to me, at least here recently, he's got to that. Let me get this jump cut going. If I don't see the A gap open up, and he's getting 2 yards, but Mark Fletcher hits a hole and he's gone. Like he is unreal to me. He's been fun to watch. That's one that, again, right? We only know, all these players if they're being talked about. If you're not watching these games, you don't know who they are. Yeah, Mark Fletcher's 6'2", 225.
It's pretty good size.
That's a unit.
What's that? 2 inches shorter than Henry? Wasn't Henry like 6'4"? Wasn't he like he was tall? Wasn't he?
6'4", 240. I mean, that's pretty daggum close.
Do you think that you could run over Derrick Henry if you lined up with him right now?
Look, Mark Fields, who was going to get on for the Clemson, was it Clemson versus LSU? In the
That's the one that done the show
2016,
with us, wasn't it?
no, that was Carl.
Oh,
In the
cool.
2016 national championship, he had to hit Derrick Henry. And I'm going to tell you, he called me the next day because I sent him a video on Snapchat and was like, hey, call me when you're ready to talk about this. And he called me the next day. He said, dude, I don't even know if my neck's broke or not. Like, I hit his thigh.
But what would you do,
yeah.
Kyle? Would you run Derrick Henry over?
I'm going to do like Ryan Clark said. If he's in that gap, he's tackled.
He's coming down.
Look, I'm going to do one of them things like here. Just go on through. You got it.
I'm out like I got a cramp. I'm out like I got a cramp all out when he's coming through.
Man, hold on, man. It's hot. My leg cramping. I mean, I'm one of them hard-headed ones, like where it's, you know, if you're gonna be dumb, you're gonna be tough. Let's just see what happens, you know. I'm gonna die, but either it's gonna be now or later.
That's funny. That's great. So, guys, for the content this week, I have a video that I just recorded. It's going to be a bonus show for y'all. It's going to be a little bit of transfer portal talk. It's not going to cover all the transfer portal because we've got plenty of time in the offseason to tackle every team individually, talk about their additions, and, you know, give our preseason way too early predictions on the SEC. But I do have a little bonus show. Keep getting some people back in the loop who are interested in that. That'll be dropping sometime this week. And also, after Monday night NFL wildcard game between Pittsburgh and the Houston Texans, we'll do a show covering the recaps of the NFL wildcard games. Brutal loss, Kyle. Brutal loss by the Panthers, man. Brutal loss. Jimmy Horn, catch the daggum ball, man. For real.
Yeah. But Bryce Young just inked his next contract.
Oh, he definitely inked his fifth-year option, for sure. They solidified that.
Yeah, well, fifth-year option for sure. And, you know, if he has another year like he's had, I mean, I don't think he's a top 10 highest paid, but he's going to make some money.
Territor McMillan, man. Territor McMillan. What a guy.
Dude, let's think about this for a second. You got Territor McMillan, Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette.
Legette's got to pick it up, dog. Like, he
needs to go back to eating beef and chicken and not possums and raccoons.
Lay off the coon, bro.
Something ain't working. You know, he's got some youngsters. Jatavion Sanders is a second-year tight end that, you know, just can't get healthy. I think Tommy Trimble's like in his third year. So they're young.
He's good.
Tommy Trimble's
good too.
Did you know that Saturday was his career high in catches of 5 catches?
We need to up those numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
5 targets a game. 5 targets a game for a tight end's pretty good, though.
Well, yeah, right.
I mean, it's not like Josh Cuevas or, you know.
5 catches a game. Yeah, you know.
I seen a while ago George Kittle tore his ACL too.
Dude, it was his Achilles.
Yeah, Achilles. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yikes. So anyway, we have a whole nother show that we're going to drop about that this week for y'all. So it'll be fun, be interesting. And of course, we're going to try to go live Thursday for you all. So thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Kyle, thank you for hopping on.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all Thursday. Check us out throughout the week. Send it to all your friends. Like and subscribe. It's been another episode of The Common Fan.
You've been listening to The Common Fan. See y'all next time. Same tailgate.